Hey, I'm Amanda from theintuitivewife.com. Today's video is a very real talk about fear in your business. So if that's something you're experiencing or even just a little bit curious about, come on over and check it out. Alright, so today's video is a little bit different from my other videos because I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. This is really equivalent to me hopping on Instagram stories and just talking about what's on my mind. So today's conversation, today's topic is about fear, because I feel like there's this illusion online that if you have an online business, in order to be successful, you have to be fearless. And yeah, okay, that might be true to some extent. But what a lot of people don't say is that fear is normal. If you're just starting out, it is okay to be afraid to create your business page, to tell your friends that you're in business, to send your first email to your email list. Like, these things are scary because they're new. But it doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. It doesn't mean that you're not cut out for it. It just means that you're a human being experiencing human emotions. And fear is one of those emotions. So I really wanted to come on here and just tell you that you're not crazy, essentially, because fear happens to every single one of us. No matter how many years someone has been in business, no matter how many clients they have, no matter how many numbers in their bank account, there is always fear on some level. That could be because of visibility. It could be, I'm not going to reach my goal this month. It could, like, there could be so many reasons for the fear, and they're just not talking about it. So I wanted to talk about it because I think it's important, because I feel like a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes of business. They just see the pretty Instagram photos, and remember that Instagram and Facebook and YouTube is all what people choose to show you. It's not necessarily the raw, real talk, the life that happens behind the scenes. So I'll give you a perfect example. This week, might be last week depending on when I post this, but recently I decided to close my Facebook group. Like, shut it down completely, not archive it, delete all the members, close it down indefinitely. That was a scary thing for me. I've had that Facebook group for like 3, maybe 4 years now. I have come to know every single one of the people in the group. Some I have met in person when I was on vacation and traveled to another country. So they all have a very special place in my heart. But that Facebook group didn't feel right to me anymore. And I can't show up online and say business can be easy. It's all about the energy. It's all about how you feel. That's how you show up. How you show up is how your people are going to see you. Well, I didn't want to show up in my Facebook group dreading being in my Facebook group. And I really shouldn't, since I love them all. So the energy was off, and it didn't feel good anymore. And I had a battle in my head, because I remembered from a year or 2 ago, I don't know, all these coaches online were like freaking out about Facebook. They're like, I'm shutting down my group, I'm closing it, I'm archiving it, I don't want anything to do with it. I didn't get it at the time, because I was still in the mentality of, you need to check all these boxes. And one of these very important boxes is to create a Facebook group and engage with your people on a daily basis. But you know what? In Facebook group doesn't work for everybody. And that's something that a lot of people don't say either, is all these boxes might not resonate with you, and that's okay. So I remember seeing those coaches say, I'm closing down this group, like, you have until the end of the week to get all the information that you want, like rewatch the lives, download the PDFs, whatever, and then I'm closing it. And I remember being like, but why? Like, that's a terrible business decision, was what I would always think when I saw that announcement. And then when I decided to do it, I'm like, no, Amanda, that's a terrible business decision. Why would you choose to do that? But the truth is, sometimes you just need to let shit go, even if it doesn't make sense. And this probably doesn't make sense, but when your head and your heart are finally talking the same language, it's time to actually do it. So they have finally caught up with each other, and I've decided my Facebook group doesn't exist, and that's okay. And I was really worried, and I was really fearful because, one, this is change, and it's normal to be fearful or concerned or worried around anything revolving change in your business or in your life. It doesn't matter. But also, I was concerned because I have worked really hard to build a community, and I'm like, why would I shut that down? Like, I've lost a community, and it's really important to me to have a community of people, not for business, just for like relationships. I don't know. So I was like, how do I like transfer almost this Facebook community to another platform? Because if you think about Twitter and you think about Instagram and you think about YouTube, especially if you have less than 1,000 followers, there isn't really a way to set up a group like you would in Facebook and actually communicate with your followers on a regular basis. So I was really struggling with how would I do that. It wasn't until I let go of what is going to happen, let go of how is this going to look going forward, and just trust that I'm going to figure it out. And that honestly is what a lot of us go through every single day. We get scared of something or get a little bit fearful, a little bit worried. We're like, but is it the right decision? And then we stay stuck in this thing that we know, regardless of whether or not it's right. So I wanted to tell you that it's okay to be afraid, and it's okay to not be sure if you're making the right decision in your business. Whether it's something as, I'm going to say simple, something as simple as posting your first business related post on Facebook, or whether it feels way bigger than that, like shutting down a Facebook group. It happens to all of us, and we all experience it regardless of how long someone has been in business. So now that I've made it abundantly clear that fear exists for every single person regardless of how long they've been in business, the question now is, if you're feeling the fear, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to let it control you and never take the leap or never make any changes in your business just because you're afraid? Or are you going to let it motivate you and shift your mindset a little bit and see it as a potential opportunity? Because if you do make the decision that scares you and it ends up being the wrong decision, there's really never any such thing as a wrong decision. It either worked or it didn't, but you learned something from it. And that is what's really important, is learning constantly, because nothing is ever black and white. And remember that what you believe becomes your reality. So if you believe that this is way too scary and you can't do it, then you're not going to do it. But if you be a little bit more open-minded and say, yeah, this is scary and I'm going to feel it and that's okay, but I'm going to do it anyway, then you have unlimited opportunities ahead of you. So that was really all I wanted to say. Feel the fear and do it anyway, because that's life. Don't let it hold you down, don't let it control you, and don't be fooled that everyone else online doesn't experience the same shit that you are. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this impromptu real talk video. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, especially if you enjoy spiritual business related conversations or topics, because that's pretty much what this channel is all about. Feel the fear, do it anyway, go do great things in your business, and I'll see you in the next video.